What's up, family? So in this video, we're going to see what they're talking about on the with a Goldberg and team. Obviously, are you know what? Before I say anything, let's just play the video. I'll stop it, get my comments. Let's get into it.
Weeks in, the current administration, Fox News anchor Bret Baier went down to Mar-a-Lago and asked about handing over the keys to the White House when his term is over. Take a look.
Do you view Vice President J.D. Vance as your successor, the Republican nominee in 2028?
No, but he's very capable. I mean, I don't think that I think you have a lot of very capable people. So far, I think he's doing a fantastic job. It's too early. We're just starting. I will say...
But by the time you get to the midterms, he's going to be looking for an endorsement.
Yeah, a lot of people have said that this has been the greatest opening, almost 3 weeks, in the history of the presidency.
It's definitely been the fastest and the most stuff
Well,
happening.
we've done so much, so fast.
Can we just go back to the Vance response?
Yeah.
Like, they said, we gotta.
So here we go. Here we go. So this is a tactic that is old as time, guys. I'm pretty sure back when we had pharaohs and moats with crocodiles in them and stuff like that, and even in when there was tribes and all type of things, divide and conquer. Before she even says anything, I haven't watched this video, but I know where this is going. So if you notice, she conveniently skipped over what Bret Baier said in terms of the amount of things that we have accomplished in the first 3 weeks in the history of the presidency. This administration has been on fire. Now, whether or not you agree with them, whether or not you voted for them, that is irrelevant. We're past that. Talk to me in 2028. But for now, right, this has been a phenomenal 3 weeks. I believe so, in terms of activity, okay? For her to skip over that and get to the response that President Trump had in terms of J.D. Vance, I just think he's being very diplomatic. So if you think about how many people are in the Republican Party, right, who may be up for nomination, you don't want to like step on anyone's toes. Like, obviously, I think J.D. Vance has been putting himself in a position to definitely get have him get the nomination and the endorsement from Trump, rather the endorsement from Trump. Yeah, I think that by the time we come around to that point, he'll get it. But for now, I don't see anything wrong with what he said. But let's see what they say.
Are you going to endorse him? And he just flat out said,
He did.
Who, Vance said that?
No,
that's just
Trump.
Trump.
He didn't even stop
and think about it, really.
Well, and then he follows up and he's like, so back to me. But I think he's got that free market idea of competition works. I think the reason he won't say he would endorse J.D. Vance is just like when he was announcing J.D. Vance, he wanted everyone working for him.
Yeah.
He wanted.
What did I just say? What did I just say? She hit it right on the head. You don't want to listen. All right, so let's bring it back to your workplace. Have you ever been in a position to where there was a promotion, or so let's say someone got a promotion and then there was an opening for a management spot, maybe a senior position or something like that, and let's say you feel qualified for that position. Obviously, we all have to go through the proper channels, apply for it, maybe talk to a recruiter, have a meeting with that team and stuff, whatever the steps is for that particular company. What if you find out that this opening that you just found, that they just alerted you about, what if you found out it was already filled by someone that they want in a position over you? Why would you even apply for it? Why would you even waste your time? Why would you want to go through the entire interview process? Why would you want to put yourself through something where you know you don't have a shot of even getting it? You wouldn't, right? Case in point, this is exactly the situation we're in right now.
Wanted all the Republicans that were willing to bend the knee to go out and speak and to stump for him. And so I think what he's doing is, we'll see who comes out first. It might be my vice president, it might not be.
I think he's doing something a little bit more diabolical, if I'm being honest. Representative Andy Ogles, a Republican of Tennessee, on January 23rd, just 3 days after Trump was inaugurated, already proposed amending the 22nd Amendment to allow Trump to serve a third term. I think he doesn't want to, he's not going to say that J.D. Vance is a successor because he thinks he's his own successor.
But doesn't that mean that Obama can run also?
Well, you would think so because part of the resolution says no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than 3 times. And the argument is that Trump needs more time to accomplish his agenda and reverse the policies of the Biden administration. Now, it's going to be very hard to do that, to change the 22nd Amendment, which is enshrined in the Constitution. But there are a couple of ways that he could try to get there. He could just try to stay in office, right?
But I wouldn't get distracted by that. He told the New York Times, Trump has told advisors that it is just one of his myriad of diversions to grab attention and aggravate Democrats. So it might be the flood the zone thing of we're looking over here while he's over here.
I believe,
Like, think of the ERA, though. Like, amending the Constitution is very, very hard. It's not like
difficult.
passing legislation. But
Amending the Constitution is next to impossible. It's not just very hard. It is next to impossible. The amount of things that need to fall just right, the amount of offices you would need to get this to sign off on, the amount of red tape, there would be legal battles, lawsuits out of the wazoo. I find it hard pressed for that to happen. Just put it like that. I seriously doubt that would take place.
this answer wasn't surprising to me for 2 reasons. Trump needs unfailing loyalty. He knows that if J.D. Vance comes up with like a Mike Pence moment where he's weighing, is the Constitution more important to uphold or is being loyal to Donald Trump? He wants him to need that endorsement so that he chooses loyalty to Donald Trump. But also the second he says anyone is the heir apparent, he's basically admitting he's a lame duck. He's going to be very nervous when the midterms roll around and suddenly J.D. Vance or DeSantis or Kristi Noem or whoever
democracy by then,
is getting attention.
Democracy.
But I also think he's leaving a lane open in case any of his kids have future ambitions to run for office.
Oh, God,
But the good news for people who don't like Donald Trump is this. He is a singular force in Republican politics. No one will ever have as much power over the Republican Party, the country, the media, the way that Donald Trump does. J.D. Vance will never be as large of a figure, even if he is a future president, as Donald Trump.
I'm not so sure.
Trump has loyalty to no one. Look what he did to his first vice president. I mean, it's really, and he's jealous of everyone. Now he's getting rid of the penny. He's even jealous of Lincoln.
Yeah.
I mean.
So there's this saying that goes around when people run out of things to, okay, put it like this. Ad hominem attacks are typical when the person doesn't have anything of substance to back up their claims, right? These little slick and sly jokes and stuff, the shit didn't work during the presidency, right? During the actual campaign season. It didn't work during the election. It's not going to work now. A lot of people have woken up to what the Democratic Party stands for. And for them to be this, and listen, it doesn't bother me. It's great for content, by the way. But for them to be this bitter still, the election was in November, right? He literally has not been in office for a full month. And the venom and the cattiness, all that type stuff, like, it's so old, but it's not surprising. The View has been around for a long time, and they're probably going to be here for at least for a little bit more, longer. I predict The View is going to be off air within the next 5 years, personally, because I think that they don't really bring a lot of value to the media space as a whole. And as you see, content creators like myself, independent media continue to rise. and you can come and get an opinion that's different and a perspective that's different, right? I try to be very fair. Obviously, you're gonna know where I'm staying. I'll never be wishy-washy and be on the fence. You're gonna know where I stand, whether or not you agree with it or not. But one thing that I one thing I can say with full confidence, I don't have anything against anyone personally. I don't fucking know these people. I don't know them like that. I'm just calling it like I see it. And this bitter stuff, they gotta stop this. Or maybe not. Maybe they don't. I mean, they got, they have over, let me see. They have
Yeah.
over, 1.9 million subscribers. Okay. 100,000 views 4 days ago. Plenty of comments, 723 comments. Let's check out some of these comments. Let's check this out. Okay. All right. I think Sonny is spot on. Trump, a lot of people said those people he's talking about sire the voices in his head, whatever that means. Welcome back, Joy, and killing all the rumors you had exited. You're a force to be reckoned with. Sounds like he's not planning to leave. It's difficult to even watch him talk. The clip was too long. I legit forgot we was watching The View. Trump's ego doesn't allow him a name as successor. Trump will never leave office. I mean, guys, he doesn't intend to leave. He shouldn't be allowed to run in the first place. You still have some of those people out there. I mean, he said, when you vote now, you don't have to do it again. He meant that stuff. He's not leaving. I agree 100% with Sonny. Finally, Joy's back. Blah, 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 blah. That's what I hear. And that's why I don't watch this type of stuff. But I think I'm going to start reacting to it because I don't want to be in an echo chamber. I don't want to be around people who only agree with me. I don't want to have discussions with people who only agree with me. If you notice, as long as you're not saying nothing disrespectful and stupid, I'll respond to you in the comment section. Even if you have a point that, is completely opposite of mine, I don't care because at the end of the day, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something I realized. You know what I realized? People just do a lot of talking and no action. People do a lot of talking and no real action. What do I mean by that? You know what the graduation rate is in the program that I'm in right now for software engineering? Take a guess. If 1,000 people are enrolled, take a guess for how many people actually graduate. All right, time's up. I'm going to tell you. Around 2%. Around 2% of people. Okay? Again, people do a lot of talking. There's not a lot of action. I went to the gym earlier today. Today is Saturday. It was some people in there, but it's definitely not as packed as other days. Friday night. When I go to the gym on Fridays, I mean, hell, I can get a 2-hour workout in because it's not packed. You know how many people who said they was gonna start a YouTube channel? How many people said they was gonna do this, said they was gonna do that? In application, these things are extremely hard. It's very hard to pay off your debt. It's very hard to stay on a budget. It's very difficult to stay consistent enough to build an audience. It is very hard to lose that weight, stay on that diet. Whatever is worth having, it's extremely difficult to do those things. So until I see people in mass handling business, all of that talk doesn't mean anything to me. This election showed that obviously you had a little bit less than half of America agrees with at least some of the talking points on The View. And a little bit over half did not agree with some of these talking points. Regardless of what people say, Trump should have been allowed to run. He's this, he's that. Listen, close to 60% voted for him. Let's call it what it is. That's why I love numbers, because number never lie.